My name is Couch Coop and we're going to have a look at the Hell Is Us demo, which is available over on Epic Store currently. The game is set for release September 2025 from the team that gave us Necromunda, The Hive Wars, which is the adaptation of the tabletop Warhammer game. Mixed reception, had to also compete with the Necromunda shooter run and gun game, which I will link, I reviewed, actually isn't bad at all. Now we had a pretty strong trailer of this, it sort of sparked my interest. It's very dark, it's kind of fantasy universe, there's all kinds of strange creatures and the combat looks extremely soulsy. Let's check out a quick snippet of that previously mentioned trailer.
Mother always said monsters didn't exist. I thought they lived under my bed. We were both wrong. They live inside our heads.
Mother always told us monsters didn't exist. Does that line ring any bells? It should. It's something that Newt said in the Aliens film. This is running on Unreal Engine 5, and the first thing I get is Alan Wake 1 vibe. Probably just something to do with the woodland, the spotlighting, but I get good idea that this game isn't A, hideous, it's running on the PC, and B, it may be a bit more to it than that trailer actually lets on. I'm talking about its ideas with NPC interaction, some of the puzzles. This game seemed to know exactly how to rub me up the wrong way at its intro.
You found me.
Who are you?
I'm not sure how I got here.
Who has the APC?
Yeah, it's a reader and a rememberer, so you've got to pay attention to what people are saying to you. There's also quite a lot of user experience surrounding this family mysteries, finding clues, running around that woodland with just a compass, no overhead map, no map marker. That fatigue, for want of a better word, about this game's front end is a consequence of me being a reviewer and being very impatient and wanting to get to the meat and potatoes of what a video game has to offer. It's totally a cool angle, loads of people love it, I am not knocking it, it's just fiddly for me because I want to, as quick as possible, see what this demo has to offer me, full stop. There's 1,000 other videos that need making. But it soon gets the message and actually starts delivering on some of the excitement we saw in that trailer. And remember, this is only a demo, I can't go all out with final bosses, that sort of thing. Just getting a look at the lighting here, Unreal Engine 5, and yeah, massive Alan Wake vibes. Check out the attire. That completely changes in a second, and I was very pleasantly surprised at how quickly this game goes south with what's going on in this what seems to be sort of parallel strange universe, but it could just be the whole country being sick, as that trailer mentions. So you get a key to a gate that you could have easily scaled on your own without a key. It doesn't exactly go 17 feet up in the air. Little things like that started to get my wick, and having to interact with a lot of people who have clues in their dialogue that requires you to drill through every conversation arc. But I think a lot of this is in the name of lore and trying to sort of lay down atmosphere and give you an idea about what is unraveling here, because it's all focused on your family tree almost. You are then finding objects and trinkets that fit into the clue system that is embedded in that UI. You also have a drone tab, which at the moment is completely useless. Also, whilst all of this is going on, you literally only have a run button. You know when you're like slapping everything, L1, triggers, all the face buttons, when you're just essentially in a larger tutorial section. Everything is allocated. Later on, it's just a very hand-holdy introduction, which is okay because I think this game really needs to establish what it's trying to say to you. On the other hand of the hand-holding, there is no minimap, and as mentioned, there is no go here, do that now marker, and you will be wandering around that semi-open world section at the beginning, really discovering things of your own free will, which is cool. It just feels a little bit process of elimination at this stage in the game. things do start hotting up once you get underground, and you are introduced to the save system, which is essentially a bit like Resident Evil. So you have to get to a area and activate a save point. This is no push, pause, auto save now. Kind of respect that, and it also points to maybe some slightly more solid Souls-like mechanics.
Hey! Are you okay?
So then it's just like boom, bang, you look completely different now, and you've got a sword, and you've got a whole set of action keys, including a hard and fast attack, including a parry, and they've added some really cool nods to some other Souls and Souls-like games, including a ridiculously OP build on triangle or Y, and a traditional parry over on LB, but also a key system, as in KI, as in if you've just been playing the Nier 3 demo or the Nier games, you will have that one locked in on the old muscle memory, or will be explained. We do have a stamina bar, and it is related to the length of your health. So if you are about to die, you can barely swing your sword around. Now get this, you can manually replenish your health after hitting that RB button, the key button, after a flurry of attacks, or if you've killed something and you see these like sparks in the air, you pull them all in and you get a chunk of health back. It's a little bit like the Bloodborne system, but you do have to have your eyes peeled and you have to remember it. But as mentioned, that's an established button when playing the Nier games already. I love these puzzles, love them. It is also doing atmospherics quite well, and interiors, and that torchlight kind of does help with the suspense, and the sort of pitted, faceless look of the enemies is pretty damn cool, and I love the variants on them as well. The whole thing has this sort of sheen of evil within, could all be in the guy's head theme, and as that trailer suggested, this may be some sort of hallucinogen sickness that is sort of plaguing the landscape. The drone now comes into play, and if you hold down R trigger, you'll see over there on the right, there's a few slots for the buff or perk to be put in against that piece of equipment, but the first one is a distraction technique, so if you've got multiples, you can occupy one of them with the drone. It's also quite good on multiple enemy selection as well, see no difficulties with that, and we do have a rudimentary dodge on the B button. There is also an L trigger set of buffs as well, like on the Creed games. You'll see that in the bottom left when combat ensues, and I was also impressed with the amount of slots that you have for different items, different things to increase your health. It looks like you're switching all of that out quite a lot on the loadout front. That is a cool sign. Here is that mentioned build move. All of this Souls mention, and I need to mention that they don't actually bill it as a Souls-like at all, and there is probably only about 25% of some of that game model in this. It's leaning more on that open map exploration system and no markers, and the combat isn't exhausting and tightrope like it is with some Souls or Souls-like games, but it does possess some areas of those mechanics. And I also like the idea that you get more than one weapon type to switch out as well. During this demo, I got the old dual axes going, which were pretty satisfying. I'm also treated to a nice glory kill, and I think this came off the back of a timed LB parry. Again, 25% Souls-like influence. You are then escorted back outside. We're treated to a nice trench Death Stranding scene. You've got the poncho on as well. And we start to see some more formidables that we were witness to in that trailer, with some of the colourful attacks, that strange spiky miasma. It starts up in the ante a bit. They work a little bit like those Lords of the Fallen familiars, where they're attached to a normal enemy and you have to deal with them first, otherwise they will keep replenishing whatever they've spawned off, if that makes sense. But there is no lamp mechanics in this, so you can rest assured that you don't have to keep switching between parallel universes. Well, not yet anyway. So all of this sort of exploration, weapon, loot, and really quite detailed user experience within your options menu, the clues set up, and the non-marker feel around for yourself setup is actually quite attractive in hindsight. The mystery around this game is completely gone. I understand what its message is now, and it's not an unattractive one. Graphically, the old fan is going full pelt at this point. It's drowning out the noise of the game. I would probably want to see this on a 9th generation console if I was to put my hands in my wallet. But I want to mention that this demo on Epic, again, like the Nier 3 stuff, isn't small. It's actually quite a lot here, and there was secrets in that tomb/underground complex that I didn't get to. Are you looking forward to Hell Is Us? You've got till September to think about that. What it's doing so far is fine, but it's a very competitive section of gaming that it's going up against. I think those enemy variants and the sheer size of it will hopefully bolster the experience and separate it from some of its competitors. Please leave a comment. My name was, of course, Couch Coop. I will see you down there.